you want to get tantrums under control, but you feel like you have had so many failed attempts, now is the perfect time to learn. It is not too late, and today I'm going to tell you why. Laura Markham, who is a clinical psychologist, and she's also the author of a phenomenal book called Peaceful Parent, Happy Kids, she said, the truth is that humans are very resilient. A relationship can always be mended. No matter what has happened in the past, we can always do things differently now. I know it feels daunting. I know it might even feel impossible, but the fact is you are watching these videos, you are putting in the effort, and you want to make some positive changes. It is never too late to adjust. So let me demonstrate. Think of your toddler's life as a horizontal straight line. At the beginning of the line, there is a 0, which represents the day that your toddler was born. At the end of the line, we're going to write an 80, the average lifespan, roughly. Now, we are going to show their age in the appropriate area between these two numbers. As you look at this diagram, look at all the space that represents the time that your toddler has already lived. Then, look at how much time they possibly have left. So much opportunity, so much potential. It is not serving you to think that it is too late for anything. It is never too late. It's really easy to think back and wish we would have done something differently, or to think about all the times that they have tantrumed and we haven't used the ABCs and worry that that has somehow permanently caused problems. It hasn't. It is not too late. Now let's use this very same future diagram tool for us. Even we as their parent have a ton of future ahead of us. Here is our lifespan line. We have our 0, that's the day we were born. We're going to use the same number, 80. We could go much more because there's totally potential, but that's fine. Right now, I am 34. Even if you were 50, there is still so much life ahead of you. It is the same principle that it is just never going to be too late. It is always worth putting in the effort. Even we, as their parents, have so much ahead of us that is worth embracing. Now, let me tell you something very interesting about our brains. When we're young, we are typically very future focused. This makes our lives really exciting and compelling. We look forward to high school graduation, all the dances and the football games, and then we look towards college and jobs and marriage and children. And then what? Retirement? It's at this point, after kids, that many of us become past focused. We start looking at where we have been instead of where we are going. This really takes me back to when I had my first child. My husband and I had tried for a couple of years before getting pregnant, and in the meantime, we were fostering 2 little boys. The boys ended up going back home with their birth parents after about 18 months living with us, and them going home was just a few weeks before my toddler was born. In a lot of ways, I was heartbroken, of course, and in other ways, my heart had never been fuller. But I remember feeling like I had made it. I now had this baby and was at that, it didn't feel like the finish line, but I felt the shift from future focus to past focus. I still am a very future focused person in general, but it was very different. It's hard for us to anticipate or look towards what is coming next with that same excitement and energy that we had when we were young. When we are a parent, we need to expand our horizons. We need to think big picture and think about what we want to make of this small time frame, because let's look at that same future diagram tool of our toddlers. Here they are. Maybe they're age 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. And look at the amount of time that we have left of them being in our house. Let's just say until adulthood. How many more years does your child have with you in your household before they are an adult? That is what we should be focused on. That is what we should feel so excited about and realize we have this time with them. It is a lot of time. It's also not a lot of time. So what do we want to make of this? What do we want this stage of our life to be? The other day I was having a conversation with my husband about just realizing our kids are growing up. They're getting so big. I hope they would look back on their childhood and just have positive feelings and realize that they enjoyed their childhood. And he said, I think if you are enjoying their childhood, then they are, right? If I'm enjoying it, that means I'm showing up how I want to show up. I'm making the parenting decisions that I know is right for me. And in turn, that's what's right for them. And I think that's so powerful when we look at that time frame. What do you want that to look like? What do you value? What do you want to spend your time on? And as they're in this toddler phase, tantrums are a reality. How do you want to keep showing up while they are in this little tiny window? Because they will not have tantrums forever. How do you want to show up right now? And that can bring you the energy and the motivation to start right now making the most of this little tiny toddler time frame. Now that you're watching this series, you have the tools to really make something happen. Grab the cheat sheet if you haven't already that really summarizes the tools that you're learning here so that you have a quick reference guide to use in the moment. You have developed some really important wisdom in your past, and now you can use that in your life. Do not just look forward to retiring. Step up. Now is the time to plan and make some great outcomes for you and your toddler. It is never too late. If you're wanting to get tantrums under control but feel a little bit exhausted by them, to even think straight, check out this next video where I will tell you 10 common traps that people fall into. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you found it helpful, and I will see you very soon.